Johnson.
You good? All right, we good. All right, so here's the deal. I want to tell you about two things that we kind of have for you. You might want to go on Canvas and check these out as I talk about them. This is going to set you up for two things. One, so you know where some resources are for you, because we changed some formatting on some stuff, as well as we are starting to put together kind of like this, we call it a resource bank for you, and it's topic specific. So I want to show you that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is for your assignment, what you're going to have to do by Wednesday. And this is going to be helpful for you when it comes to your overall project. So if you could go to Canvas with me, I think that would be really helpful for you to see this and check this out with me. So I'll wait for you kind of to get there, but I'm going to show you first a couple of the resources that we put together for you, and then I will show you what the assignment is, and we'll talk about your expectations for that and why we're going to have you do this assignment. So, but the first thing is under modules, if you scroll down and find the HIT module, you'll notice near the bottom is we have these two resource banks. The first, we call it the HIT Project Resource Bank. Now what you should notice is that there's not as many items in this module linked. We used to have a bunch more things linked, but what we did to try to clean up Canvas and not make it too overwhelming for you is we did this HIT Project Resource Bank. I'm going to open that up for you, and maybe you can open it up as well for yourself. But basically, we have a variety of the things that we've kind of already showed a lot of you. We put in this resource bank, if it will load for us. That would be super wonderful if it loads. Yay. Technology. Is it struggling to load for you all as well if you're there? Okay, that's great when technology doesn't play along. That's just awesome. All right, well, it finally just loaded for me. So hopefully it will load for you. But notice what we have here. We have your basically student project calendar. So here's kind of the days, here's what's happening on those days of class, what the expectations are for this project, and what that will look like all the way up to when this project is due. Okay, so we have the calendar there. We have the HIT project step by step. We have the rubric. We have how to access Noodle tools. We have how to access that Symbaloo, which has, you know, secondary source kind of websites and primary source websites and databases. We have how to do a bibliography and annotated bibliography. We have kind of some essay writing tips, citing an MLA, hanging indent, some other resources for the project. So we have resources for you to be successful with your HIT project. We kind of put that all in one place so you're not trying to find which link on the module takes you to the right thing, right? So we have that. Second.
I got you this.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All right, so that's one of the things we wanted to show you is this HIT project resource bank. The other thing that we wanted to show you is the like explore topics research bank. So this deals with your specific topic. So what we started to do as teachers to help get you started is we tried to put the topics that we've seen so far in our classes and some websites or some places that might help you get started in your research, okay? Now this is not an extensive list, this is just maybe 2 to 4 things that we just quickly found and put on here that we thought this would be a good place to get started, maybe getting some background with your research. So if you look on the left side, there's the topic. On the right side, there's some links to different articles or different websites or different places where you have some information about the topic. So if you look down the list, you should see one of the topics that connects closely to your topic, or the exact topic that connects with what you are looking into, right? So if you're struggling for a place to start, this is a great thing. Now, remember, I tried to email everybody a couple of links, right? A couple of places to get started. So if you didn't see that from me, or somehow you couldn't find that email or whatever, if you look here, you should see some of the links, and maybe even more links that I sent you to help you get started with your research. Make sense? Okay, hopefully this really helps you get going with your research for your project, okay? And then the last thing that I want to show you is this virtual assignment. So if you go back to modules here, for your assignment for Wednesday, under HIP project, it's this, where is it? Oh yeah, so it's this new module. It's called Global Conflict and Resolution HIP Project Lessons for Success. HIP Project Crucial Info Assignment. So if I open it up, and again, this is something that's due Wednesday, you only need to do the one that corresponds with what type of project you're doing. If you're doing a paper, then you need to click on this research paper assignment, make a copy of that, right, because it's for you, and you would follow the directions on what to do. So you'd watch these two videos on some writing tips of a research paper and citing an MLA, answer these two questions, turn it in. If you are doing the creative, so anything that's not a research paper, you're opening this up, you're watching the video about a creative project, answering a few questions, turning that in under this module. And I will tell you, you have to do this before it will even allow you to turn in, like a couple weeks from now, your actual project. So we have it so that once you're done with this, then you'll see a place to eventually turn in your HIP project, but you have to do this to actually be able to turn in your HIP project. Why? Because we want you to understand some tips for writing your formal essay, and we want you to understand how you would go about putting together a creative project that's not an essay. Does that make sense? So this is kind of like making sure you understand certain things before you would actually be able to turn in your project later on. So this is something you have to do, right? So this is something that we'd like you to do by Wednesday, but it's something you'll have to do eventually before you can turn in your HIP project. Does that make sense? Okay? So what does today involve then? Today involves you continuing your research, continuing to cite, right? Using Noodle tools to cite your sources, to make your full citations, your actual citations, okay?